Hello everyone, and Season B2 has finally landed, in Call of Dragons, and guess what, we're going to go over all the changes in here, because there's a lot of things that have changed, and guess what, we're going to spin my Wheel of Destiny, and even open some goodies on the chest too, so why not have a big, fun blast to the start of the season. So let's get into today's video. Hello guys, yes, special like, comment and subscribe for more daily videos with me, MrSneakyy, the one and only, and we're here in Call of Dragons, right, and I finally landed in the new season. It's reset and we are in, if you want to look or follow my, channel, we're in Division 2404, right, so I'm in server 33, and in this big boy server, so this is our home, right? We've got some big boys, right? We've got the big BDO in here, we've got our alliance that we're playing with, so there's BDO, then there's us, that is NASA, and if you've been wondering who I've been fighting or choosing to fight for this season, it's going to be NASA, and I'll explain in a moment why after we go over everything. But then we've got some other alliances in our allies, right? We've got Gory up here. And if we move across up to the top, we've got Sasa up here with R. You've got DK on this other side. And then you've got Keg and RKO, right? So it's going to be a really fun one. Laws on the bottom as well. So there's going to be some hopefully nice friendly fighting on the south side between these two alliances too in the future, right? So that's basically our main map, right? I'm fighting for NASA for this season. If you're wondering why, BDO just didn't have too many slots, right? And I've got friends over there still, but we've got friends in NASA too, right? And we asked if there's any, spots available, and they were able to squeeze just a couple others in. So me and one of my friends are in NASA. So we're on the front lines, and I know you guys wanted that. I know you wanted me to be Sneaky and Chisgo, right? If we're fighting together or fighting against each other, I know you guys would want that over, me kind of fighting on the sidelines down here, with the RKO boys and the Law guys, which is going to be a great fight, but I know you guys wouldn't want that in the content, right? And I'm trying to think for you what you would rather see, right? So it's going to be a really fun season. I can't wait for it. And at the end, who knows? I am thinking of migrating. So it's going to be a really cool one. So the new season has dropped. And if you were wondering, there is a purchase buyback. It's already been completed for me. If you're wondering why, because it is time to do the fun thing. It's Wheel of Destiny, baby. We've got 40 tickets for this, and hopefully I honestly unlock Magrat from it, because if I get Magrat from it, I know I'm getting my Zeta anyway, because I've already prepared that 100 tickets for her lucky wheel. So it's going to be a really fun one. We're going to spin this. We've got 40 spins. We're not going to skip it. We're going to hopefully hit this Maggie, right? Because we would love to have the strongest Lord hero in our arsenal, or even, to be honest, if I get maybe some Toha, I won't even mind some Toha, right? But let's see how lucky we are in these first couple of spins for it, right? We hopefully get some decent resources. I'm not too bothered about the stone. I want that mana, boys, because as Tyler 1 says, I have no mana, boys. I have no mana, right? So hopefully we can get that. But ooh, we got a nice generational free hero token. That's going to be great. We can use that obviously for Zeta and Magra when we hopefully unlock them, and maybe, save those tokens for the future heroes. Who knows? Ooh, 2 more there. That was a nice pull. I'll take it, boys. I'll take it. Let's go. So this is a good start, but I haven't got any of the heroes yet. Let's go! Fucking let's go! Don't have to do it, boys. We have the Goblin, the Noblin, the one and only Magrat. Can't wait. Oh, I'm so excited we have her. I do not have to purchase her through any of those bundles. We can straight away go down into here and look at her. Woo! We can go for this, baby! So this is going to be a fun one. Let's see, though, what our last 25 goes. Is it going to be nice and rewarding and give us Zeta as well? I'll put the skip on. We'll try and get this a little bit, quicker for the time purposes of the video. No, you guys don't want this for your retention. I know you've only got the attention span of a 2-year-old looking at their blocks. I get it, guys. I understand, but I'm trying my best to make this entertaining. But, whoo, the neighbors are probably wondering what just happened. I'm not going to lie. They are probably wondering what just happened. But we're getting a bunch of generational free tokens here. And we do have a few more spins. And, oh, we got Toha too. Actually, we'll take that. I did say I would want some Toha tokens. So we have the Toha. Boom. We got Bertrand straight after. No. Hey, dude. Oh, what the fuck? If only, imagine that was it. Imagine that gave me Zeta. Oh, that is the most craziest Wheel of Destiny I have easily earned in Call of Dragons. 40 spins, 3 heroes. We'll take that any day of the week. We've got our Toha 5111 if you are wondering, and we do have our Bertrand 511112. Hopefully, in this season, if you are wondering, I'm going to try and get these guys, you know, in the battlefield, and I'll give you that feedback if I think this is worth it for a mage player, or if you do need to invest into them to get them working, right? Because I know people want to know if it's a low investment choice or is it going to be only a high investment, you know, choice for this match. So I'm going to give you that feedback, right? So that is a big bunch, obviously, stuff for B2. Let's actually go into a little bit of the content, what has changed in here, right? Because one thing people were wondering is the talents, right? The thing is with the talents, from what I've noticed, nothing has changed. Long range talent is still working. Everything is here that we know. The things that we were more particularly looking at was the cavalry stuff. But the cavalry, obviously, change has been applied, but nothing towards the elk rider units that they were hinting that they were going to do has been aimed in this, right? So unless this is going to be something different, maybe martial fortitude might work with it. Who knows? I really don't know. But at the moment, the talents personally look the exact same. One thing that is very different in B2 is the policies. So you can see everything looks the same until now we get towards the end. So now we're going to get this march speed, which is going to be obviously beautiful for us, but we're getting these 3 new health cares. So you can choose to get daily elixir production and prestige gain. You can get this extra 20% and even get the healing base reduction cost, right, of this. But one thing I really want to look at, and is a really big eye-opener for players if you've not checked this out, is when you look into, obviously, this healthcare diligence. What you're able to do is click on your hospital care capacity limit. This is a big eye-opener, honestly. When you have more severely wounded units in your hospital, then you can care for your capacity allows your severely wounded units who exceed the limits will die due to the lack of care, right? If you exceed the limit with more severely wounded in your hospital than your care capacity allows, those units will not immediately die. However, if you remain above the limit, any further severely wounded units will die. This is insane to know. It's all about how your troops are going to be dying in the battlefield to the said wounds, right? And you can see here the limit is 1.5. which is basically, I think, a decrease for you, right? This is why it's in red compared to everything else being in the green, being a buff, right? So this is going to be an interesting thing, and I think this is going to be an eye-opener, and I don't know which one, honestly, is going to be the better governance to pick at the moment. I will obviously get some feedback from maybe the higher T5 players, from maybe one of, you know, they might have picked one each, and I give their own opinion on that. But that is a very big eye-opener in the policies, right? So be prepared for that. And as you guys can see, I'm already trying to do my policies while we're doing this video. We are punching through. So that was a really big thing that has obviously come in. Margaret is in our, you know, area. And if you guys don't know, if you unlock a new hero, if you're a brand new, you know, Call of Dragons player, just remember, getting them just to level 4 is going to get you that 10 extra sculptures. And if you wanted to get them to level 5, that is going to give you the emote unlock, or the very first emote unlock for this hero. So what you're able to do, just as a quick little, you know, eye opener for you guys, I can go now into here, go to these dialogues, and you can see this little chest. This is going to give me 2, this is going to give me 3, and then this one gives me 5, right? And that's all from trust level 4. So you just have to watch these after. So nice and simple little tip and trick there. So this is like the major things that has been going on. There's probably a lot more changes as well. When we look at the pet sanctuary, I have obviously a pet guide coming up, and I am going to be making a separate video, obviously, that a lot of people know. I'm still debating if I want to make it or not, but it's all about how you can obviously manipulate these skill systems at the moment, and you should be taking advantage of it. And there's plenty of YouTubers that have got guides on it at the moment, so you should check those guys out, because it is going to allow you to get those skills you want for potentially, you know, the upgrades for a current pet you might have, right? So it's very, very important for you to do that type of stuff, right? Also, if you are wondering, another change that we didn't realize in the pet system, you cannot inherit skills anymore. I've tried and figured it out. I've pressed all the different buttons possible, and you are unable to inherit pets anymore. So if you are planning on inheriting, there's no point. You can't do that anymore. You either need to choose to work on that pet, or if you're gonna just try and, you know, get the skill off there. So when we come into a little bit more of a zoom out, I'm going to just showcase a little bit of the map. The map, personally, I'm not too much of a fan. I will tell you, it's a lot more claustrophobic than normal, and especially that we're used to. And we can see in here, which is a nice change though, which I will give positive feedback on. There's only 2 spires. I like that. I actually like that. There's only 2 spires in this entire zone. That's great. I do not like to see like 5 spires in all the zones, right? And you can see even in, when we come into Kradag now, the spires are at the entrance of the passes. This is something I was suggesting as well, where why not just use the spire as more of a defensive fortification to fall back on? It shouldn't be an offensive one. And they've done that. Everyone has a clear spire in front of all of their passes. And I must admit, this looks really promising. This looks good, because it might be still choke point heavy, but it's nothing to do with spires being the dictator of those choke points anymore, right? We might see new strategies getting pulled out. Who knows? So this is actually very, very good change in the map. So big W for those guys. And when we're looking at the runic statues ourselves, we will see like some of them look the same. I think this is same as before. You will just walk up and in, and you can see here you just walk down and in. So it does look like they've listened again to feedback on the runic statues for pathing, which is a good one. And you can even see it even on the one we're going to be fighting with BDO and ourselves in NASA, right? This whole weird like shape is a very interesting one, but again, you just walk straight up and you're into this bottom corner, or we walk straight down and we're in through this little top corner too. There's bigger pockets if you want to go into the bigger pockets, but you can see it's a nice, easy, straight access, right? So everyone has better access. So I do think there is some nice changes to the map. I'm not going to lie, but it is still very choke point. It's very claustrophobic. This looks a really good zone to play in, but obviously it's our starting zone. But we will see as the game progresses. I'm not going to be too judgmental and say, you know what, this season's a dead one because of the map, because it does look promising. They've implemented a lot of changes, which I am actually really happy to see. And honestly, I can't wait to see more potential, you know, going into it. So that is pretty much all I want to show so far. I'm in NASA, as you can see. We can have some great fighting in the future. We've done the Wheel of Destiny, and to finish things off, I've got basically these keys to see if we could hopefully finish this video off with a bang. We've got 30 artifacts, and I think I've got 40 of the gold keys to use, and we're still hoping to just obviously save those extra 500 keys for potentially a brand new hoping faction this season. So we're not lucky at all on here. We haven't been able to get any of this, so that is an unfortunate one for us. So if we go into the gold keys, let's see if we can spin 50 of these bad boys and get some legendary heroes to obviously get our start of the season a little bit happier. And if you were wondering as well, if you want any tips and tricks during obviously this video towards the end, there is a few that I want to talk about. One of them is to do with your CP. Just remember, at the end of your season, use all of your CP as much as you can, because at the start of this season, and we've got a legendary, and it's a nice little Emrys pull. We'll take it. We haven't, you know, we're not a big cavalry player, but we'll take the main man Didn't get back-to-back legendary, but it is what it is. But with this CP, you got to remember you're going to be gaining as much CP in its early phase. So try and actually save your CP, because if you can save your CP for your alliance in the August Zone, once this first chapter is complete, you're going to be killing Darkling patrols, and whatever time this is killed is going to basically start dictating 12 hours afterwards the opening times for everything in the game. That is your passes, your behemoths, you name it, right? So make sure this is basically a good time for your alliance, and by doing that, you just save your CP until it unlocks, and then you start burning all your CP on that day. So just chill out, just open the stuff you need to do in this season, grind a little bit more. And another good tip I want to kind of say, which I did use and I was unfortunate not to capture it on video, is your dragon trial, right? If you can, try and not use this at all on the last day. So when you come into your new season, you're gonna have a 24-hour max cap on this, and by doing that, you can just enter the first, day, claim 24 hours worth of XP. You're gonna get a giant boost of bucks that you're able, as you can see, to get some heroes leveled up. And I've already got my Syndron Freyga to 36, which is nice and healthy, right? And you can see I've actually started leveling up these heroes at the moment, and you can see from my actual video, if you've checked it out with the marches, I am running those marches I've said, right? I've got the Craig leveling up, I've got my Bert Toha, I've got that Lily Valen, I've got my infantry march just in case I need it, and I've obviously got Syndron and Freyga. So until the next video, guys, and I can't wait to see how this action obviously relays out. Smash a like, comment, and subscribe, and until the next one, stay safe, stay sneaky, guys, and peace out.